One of my recent areas of research has been to do with the confirmation of climate predictions, or assessing how confident we should be in climate predictions. Now, this is assessing confidence in predictions is of particular concern in climate science because of the immediate policy implications, right? In other areas of science, it's not so important to be able to not just get on with the business of doing science and constructing good models and making predictions, but also be able to say how confident we are in those predictions, right? In climate science, there's almost a dual task for the scientist to be able to do the science and say how good the science is, right? So philosophers can contribute here. We traditionally have been interested in this question of the logic of assessing confidence in hypotheses, right? And I'm amongst those who favor a probabilistic logic of confirmation where, if you're more confident, you might assign 0.9 probability to a theory/prediction, and if you're less confident, a much lower probability, right? Of course, fleshing in the details of those probabilities is much harder to do, and that is a substantial issue for the scientists themselves. But there's various points with respect to the logic where philosophers and other methodologists can contribute. Now, one recent issue that I've been working on with my colleague Charlotte Verndl in the department has to do with a particular concern that climate scientists have with respect to assessing confidence in their predictions that we actually think shouldn't be such a worry as they might think. Now, this is the issue of double counting the evidence, right? So the worry is that if we use evidence, for instance, the temperature record over the last 100 years, to fill in the details of a model, perhaps. So this is a common example, the precise workings of the aerosol or the cooling effect of aerosol on the climate is left undetermined to be filled in by the evidence, right? So if we use evidence to fill in this detail, then it would be cheating to then think that we should be confident in this model because it has a good match with the temperature record, or it fits well with the temperature record. And some climate scientists have even gone to say that this whole procedure of fitting the model to the evidence is illegitimate. Now, what we want to argue is not only is it not illegitimate to construct a model in this way. This is done in many areas of science. You leave a free parameter in a model to be filled in by fit with the data. But moreover, we can then make assessments of fit with the data, and this can contribute, or this can change our level of confidence in the model and its predictions, right? So one model that fits better with the data gets a boost in confidence versus another model that may have been initially just as plausible in terms of basic physical principles and workings of the climate that fits not so well with the subsequent data. Some practices of climate scientists, like they think that they need to use half of the data for fitting the model and the other half for testing the model, are not so straightforwardly correct. We argue that it's legitimate just to use all of the data to fit the model, and you can still make various assessments of confidence after doing so. Okay, so while philosophers, of course, can't sort of settle all the details of how confident a scientist should be in their theories, they can contribute in this way by being able to point out certain general logical lessons, like, we shouldn't be so worried about double counting.